The Kain's button mechanism is distinct. With typical gaming mice, the buttons are part of the mouse body. You click by bending the button cover to actuate the switch below. This can lead to misclicks and an inconsistent click feeling. With the Kain, the buttons are completely independent, both from one another and from the rest of the mouse body. Instead, they're each mounted to a precise mechanical hinge. The result is a significant jump in click consistency, accuracy, and durability. One of the subtle innovations that makes up the Titan click mechanism is the spring that sits below each of the main two mouse buttons. It keeps the buttons in place to prevent wobble and also provides a slight amount of tension. That's why you need the same amount of force for each actuation, making every click feel consistent. It lets you control the click more rapidly and in the precise moment you need to. Precise, balanced, fast. The switch lies at the center of it all. We made two major changes to the switch to significantly improve its performance. First, we elevated it so that it is positioned immediately below the button. This provides a more direct and responsive feel with less between you and your click. Second, we angled the switches to match the slope of the buttons. Buttons make contact with all of the switch rather than a part of it, with a greater concentration of force. The Titan Click is software as well as hardware. After all, the mechanical innovations amount to zero benefit if the software is a bottleneck. As the last piece of the puzzle, we overhauled the firmware to recognize clicks faster. An intelligent algorithm processes the signal up to 16 milliseconds faster than standard. That makes it the fastest mechanical click up until now. The benefit is plain and clear. You click, he or she clicks. Your click registers first. Roccat fans know they can count on the Titan wheel to be precise and virtually indestructible. Now it's time for the Titan Wheel 2.0. Regular 2D wheels are wobbly as a result of their construction. To combat this problem, we added our 4D housing to the picture. This stabilizes the wheel and guides the force straight to the switch. That's how it gives you a feeling of tangible click precision. The new Titan wheel also lets you scroll with a perfect balance between fluidity and step accuracy. Try as we may, it's hard to resist the urge to eat or drink while gaming. And as careful as we try to be, it's hard to avoid spills. So the Kain will meet dirt at some point. And that's why we developed its special performance coating. It has a soft touch feel with just the right amount of grip. But best of all, it's tough, durable, and incredibly easy to clean, keeping the Kain looking as good as new indefinitely. You've probably heard of Aimo before. It's Rockat's illumination that represents both a lighting engine and an ecosystem. It lets you plug your device in and enjoy vivid lighting displays right out of the box, without the need for extensive customization. It works best when teamed up with other Aimo devices. The Kain's subtle logo and mouse wheel illumination are low-key, but very much Aimo compatible. Wired or wireless? The debate rages on. Meanwhile, we've silently made the wireless Kain 200 as good or better than any wired mouse. Its battery is good for up to 50 hours of game time. That's 4 weeks for the average gamer, by the way. It has a special wireless optimized Roccat owl eye sensor that minimizes power usage without sacrificing on precision. The 2.4 gigahertz makes the wireless connection incredibly stable and even faster than wired. The perfect mouse shape for you may not be the perfect shape for someone else, and vice versa. With the Kain, we strove for something different, the least distracting shape. That is, a shape that doesn't force you to hold the mouse a certain way or with a certain grip style. The result is a neutral ergonomic shape that lets you position your hand and grip the mouse as you please. Control and comfort, but above all, flexibility. The Kain was created as the perfect teammate to our award-winning Vulcan gaming keyboard, available in ash black and Arctic white and featuring a metal finish. Combined, they are not only the most functional, but also the best-looking set of gaming tools. With the combination of the Titan Click and the Titan Switch, you'll always be one click ahead of the competition. Click here to learn more about the Vulcan.
During gameplay, the pro should not be thinking about the mouse at all. The mouse should just work. Everything that the pro does with regard to the mouse should be prior to the match.
When it comes to mice, I switch constantly, and I can tell you right now firsthand that you can tell when a mouse is good.
As soon as I put my hand on it, it feels like a mouse that I've used before or a mouse that I've used actively, and it felt very comfortable right away.
When I first had the cordless mouse in my hand, I didn't feel any resistance at all, and it was really light, so I was feeling like I can do whatever I want with the mouse.
The weight of the mouse is an incredibly important factor for all gamers. Not everybody likes the same weight, but one of the things that we found over the course of developing mice for pros is that lighter tends to be more preferred,
프로 와이어리스를
Prior to using the Pro wireless mouse, I've generally used heavier mice, and I think that had a tendency of overactivating my shoulders and traps, makes my shoulders and wrists exhaust a lot quicker than I would like them to playing the game.
Even a 10-gram difference in the weight of the mouse that you're moving can make a difference in terms of fatigue at the end of the day.
So to reduce the weight of the mouse, we push the limit in all engineering disciplines.
Through extensive UX testing and feedback from the pros, we removed any features they didn't want, and we improved upon and reduced the weight of all the features they did want.
But the best thing is that it doesn't have anything I don't like. It has what I want, nothing else and nothing more.
So this was the big challenge here, was to make it stiff and strong enough out of 1mm wall thickness, while also making sure that it can pass the drop test. When we started working on our actual shape, we quickly realized that the endoskeleton was the most suitable architecture. This is because the endoskeleton brings everything inside closer together, and we worked very closely with the electrical engineers to make sure that every part of the circuit board had a function.
It's starting with the number of components we put on the printed circuit board, because the less components you have, the lighter the mouse is.
This meant in the later stages we were actually literally just cutting away parts of the printed circuit board.
Before, the sensor was always the barrier to make something that is lightweight and cordless and performing. With Hero 16K, we finally were able to still get an exceptional battery life and to reduce the weight like never before. We worked on especially what we call angle snapping, on very subpixel movement. So we not only improved for the 16K player, we improved also for the 400 DPI player, because the small movement, accuracy and absence of angle snapping has been really improved. This is something we can measure, but this is something we can feel as well.
1 millimeter left or right can really make a difference in a game.
When my gear is on point and I feel very comfortable with my gear, I feel like nothing can stop me. And I'm like basically like using an aimbot, you know? My hand is a cheat, you know, at that point.
Lightspeed Wireless is a technology that's exclusive to Logitech G, and it's fundamentally changed the way that people feel about wireless, particularly in pro gaming.
저는 굉장히 도움이
I
된다고.
definitely think wireless helps you improve your games because of how the wires sometimes get tangled and gets in the way of your aiming.
With Lightspeed, we raised the bar to the highest level in terms of performance, reporting at 1 millisecond in a very accurate way.
You have esports athletes at the very highest levels in the most demanding esports, winning tournaments using Lightspeed wireless gaming mice.
As soon as I switched to wireless, that was just a whole new world. Everything was so seamless and there's no distraction, there's no, oh, this feels a little off or I need to adjust this. It's just, once it's right, it's right. I don't have to adjust anything and I can just put my absolute focus on the game.
G Pro is where it's at. The shape is just better.
I think these are amazing.
My first thought when I had my hand on the mouse is like, when can I get it to my home so I can play with it?